my name is Kristen Morrison, and I will be presenting today about abortion. Not all people agree with the idea of abortion, and some say that it may create the idea that human life is disposable. I will be discussing the main points that people who are anti-abortion would point out. This is a decision that could potentially be made in anybody's life at any one point in time. So I believe this concept should be well understood in case that you have to make that decision. I will present 3 points that anti-abortionists may claim. First is the dangers that it can cause to the women when getting an abortion. Second will be the question of whether abortion is murder or not. And finally, the religious influence that can have on determining whether you get an abortion or not. One concern many people have is the dangers that women go through when having an abortion. First is the danger and the effects that abortion have on the mental state of the woman that receives the abortion. 1 in 3 women have had abortion reported having psychological effects such as abnormal eating habits, depression, and intense fear of fertility and ability to conceive in the future. According to a study published in the Irian Journal of Psychiatry, decreased self-esteem was present in 43.7% of participants, along with 39.5% having dangerous nightmares, and finally 33.3% regretted their decision after having an abortion. These mental deteriorations do not only affect the women that have the abortion, but they also affect the family and the close correspondence with them. Having an abortion can lead to future health problems as well, and also increase the health risks in the future. Another danger is having the physical procedure done. As many know, there are many ways to have an abortion depending on what time in your pregnancy you are and where and what is available to you. One major danger is anesthesia if you are required to use this. This is dangerous in the sense that you could potentially not wake up after using it if it is distributed wrong. Or you could wake up in the middle of it and more dangers could take place during the procedure. The next question is whether abortion is murder or not. Despite the dangers of abortion, some women use this as a form of birth control. According to the Centers of Disease Control, 8.6% of abortions in 2014 undergone by women had previously had 3 other abortions, and 45% undergone by women have already had at least 1 abortion. Many people believe that if a woman is physically able to have a child, they should. They claim that an abortion will decrease the number of children in the foster care that are able to be adopted by those who are unable to have children of their own. And then finally, anti-abortionists may claim that the spinal reflexes begin to develop in the 8th week of the development of the fetus. It is argued that the unborn child can then feel pain with the abortion. Another debatable point that is brought up on whether or not abortion is murder. Some people consider that once fertilization of the egg has taken, the genetic code of a child is created and it is a human being, even if it is unborn. 38 states have passed a law similarly stating that if abortion is completed after a certain point in pregnancy, it is considered murder. These laws generally form around the 24-week mark. Many argue that after conception, the unborn baby is created because of its own genetic identity. Therefore, it is a human and it has its own human rights. Despite what we would think, there are some cases where abortion is used to end the life of a child due to the identification of gene abnormalities such as Down syndrome. According to an interview done on ABC News, Suzanne states that children born with Down syndrome has decreased by 15% since 1989 to 2005. Her study survey shows that 80% of women would choose to abort a Down's baby if they had known it would have Down syndrome. Finally, religious influences plays a big role in whether people decide to get an abortion or not. Most all religions have similarities in the fact they do not support killings of others. If people believe a fetus is a person, this would then go against their beliefs in killing people. The Sixth Amendment says, "Thou shalt not kill." The Hindu religion compares abortion to killing your own parents, which would be very looked down upon. And then having an abortion can be considered a sin. In some religions, this can affect how they believe your afterlife will take place and what can happen to your soul after that happens. In conclusion, abortions can cause dangers to physically and mentally to the recipient. Some people say that the use of abortion as birth control may use abortion as birth control replacement, and others consider abortion as murder. Finally, religious influences have a very big role in whether people decide to have an abortion or not. Overall, abortion is a decision that is made for many reasons. Some medical or concerning for the carrier, and others just support for not having a kid.